Hey everyone, my name is Adam Smith, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about branding and the fact that the customer is who determines your brand. So, branding is, it's one of my favorite subjects, and I think the reason I love it so much is it merges the two areas of my brain together, which is design and business. Absolutely love it. And so, there's a couple of things that I've noticed when I hear other people discussing branding and how they go about it and what they can do to improve their brand. And I just wanted to talk about just a few things related to that. Uh, the big idea for today is that you can influence your brand, but you can't control it. And my goal with this is just to try to equip some of you guys to make better decisions as you go about trying to build your brand and what that looks like. So I'd say that branding, it does start with you. It absolutely does start with you. There's a reason that you've started your business. You have a dream or a goal or an idea that you're trying to push out into the market. It's your baby. You love it. You are passionate about it. You get excited talking about it with other people. That initial inertia about like, this is what I want to do, it certainly comes from your heart. And it's not uncommon to see the brands take on the personality of the founder in many cases. So obviously, if you're building a brand around yourself, that's an obvious one. But even product-based companies, like the values of the mission of the organization, all of those things are often connected to that initial pusher. So it does start with you. Once you have that initial vision and an idea of pursuit that you want to go after, you have to go through the process of getting everything set up to launch. So you go through creating your brand identity. You'll start to partner with people to help create a system around that. You'll create the look and feel, the messaging, figure out who your target audience is, what your unique, it's tough to say sometimes, your unique selling proposition, what that's going to be, some of the things that are key drivers and motivators behind the business, all those types of things, right? So you get everything set up to launch. All of this time is put into like building this thing. Then you start, the work takes place. You start attracting customers. You start interacting with customers. You're putting your messages out there. You're trying to catch people in your net or in your conversion funnel or just on the street talking to them one at a time. Whatever that looks like for your type of business, you go through this process of like trying to like push it out there and start interacting with people. Then you start serving people. They start giving you money for your services. All of these touch points that they're interacting with before they do business with you, and then in the process of doing business with you, everything that they're coming in contact with is your brand. It's your brand identity. And these are things that you've influenced. The conversation you're having with the customer that's right in front of you, that's building your brand. So as you start to serve these people, they all have an experience, and every situation is a little bit different. But here's where it gets interesting when you think about brand. It does end with your customers. Based on their interaction with your company, it could be you directly, it could be your sales team, it could be one of your managers, it could be a receptionist, right? There's a million different business dynamics, if you will, but that's the interaction between the employee and the customer. They are going to form an opinion about you. Hopefully it's a great one. Hopefully they have a great experience and everything was rosy and it all went really well, right? But in reality, every single customer is going to have a different opinion about you. Every one of them. It's something that we just, if we're like, oh, business is going well, if we break that down, man, there could be a million scenarios within that on everyone else's side. Like everyone could have a very different perception of how things have gone. Because they have an opinion about you, if they are talking about you, that opinion's going to come out. As that comes out, the word of mouth is happening over and over and over again, online, in person, whatever. These opinions start to have trends, right? Positive trends, negative trends, whatever. But what's starting to happen is as you've delivered on your promises to the best of your ability, whatever the impact was on their side, they're going to talk about it. And these are the things that they're going to cling to in a positive way about, like, this is what I can expect when I do business with this individual or this organization. And on the other side, it could be the things that they consistently say that they hate about you, right? It could be newsworthy, like, hey, this company did X. Works both ways. It's the same thing, but it starts to have these like trends. Like, there's a lot of people that feel this way about this brand. The messaging has influenced it, the interactions have influenced it, but it's the person's gut feeling about your organization when they think about you. Like, they're driving down the street, they see your logo, what pops into their head first? Either, oh, I love that organization, or, man, they are never getting my money. One of the two, right? Like it's or they don't even see you. Like, they tune you out. But either way, they have an opinion about you, and they tell others, and then it repeats every customer over and over and over and over and over and over again. So who really builds your brand, no matter how much effort you put into guiding it and shaping it and making these grandiose plans, and the reality is the customers are the ones that build the brand. Like, they start defining it, they start giving their 2 cents, they start giving feedback. You recognize needs that you never knew were there, and then you start filling those needs, and that perpetuates the brand even more. That's why we see brands evolve. It's why we see revisions happen in logos. Starbucks at one time had, the words around the siren talking about being a coffee company, and today it's just the siren, because at this point in culture, they've tried to transcend just being a coffee company, and they represent more than that to their wide audience. Just an example, but those are the things that really shape a brand, and ultimately, at the end of the day, it's your customers who determine your brand. They're the ones that are going to make you successful. They're the ones that could cause your business to fail. If whatever is happening is not resonating with them, if it's not filling their needs, if it's not filling their needs well, if it's not delivered well, if they're not passionate about it, all those things can cause it to fail. And on the other hand, like I said, they can cause it to grow. I've seen plenty of people with logos tattooed on their arms of companies, brands that they absolutely love. I mean, I see it all the time with, like, Star Wars, or I see it with car brands sometimes, having blue ovals tattooed on people's arms or feet or whatever, right? Like, there's people that are absolutely passionate about brands, but who's determining that? It's your customers. You can put out as much messaging as you want. You can upgrade all of your materials. You can try to define in words what you think the brand is. But when you get to know on the customer side of things how they view your brand, that's really the brand. That's really what is going on in the market. It's how people feel about you. That's your brand. So I hope that helps, because we certainly can influence it, but we can't control it. Our job is really to try to protect our brand and try to deliver our promises to the best of our ability. But other than that, it's up to the customer. If you have questions about that and you're curious a little bit more about how that works, please feel free to email me at adamsmithbranding@gmail.com. If you like the video and you want to see more like this, I'm building up a library right now of resources for my customers, clients, and the general public. So hit subscribe, and if you have comments or suggestions for improvement, whatever they may be, feel free to leave those in the comments, and I'll try to respond to those as needed. So until then, though, man, I just wish you well, and I hope you have a great day. growing your business.